Hi, guys, and welcome back to Beer Belly Sports. On today's episode, we got a dandy for you. We have a good debate portion for these next two games here coming Sunday. And today, you see an unfamiliar face joining us as a guest. He's one of my lifelong friends from Chicago, Anthony Nomalini. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. That's usually what you say.
Oh my God, good to be here. Appreciate you having me on.
Redo, countdown.
You gotta let me know this shit, though. I don't do this shit, dude.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to Beer Belly Sports. On today's episode, we're going to sit there and talk about the games this Sunday, and we have a good debate portion because we are split. On today's show, you see an unfamiliar face. He's one of my lifelong friends back from Chicago, Anthony Nomalini. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
What's going on, brother? Good to be here. Thank you for having me on.
So, guys, the first game that we're just going to jump right into is going to be the Niners-Detroit game. And, Nate, you had volunteered to start first, so I'm interested to see why you picked the Lions.
Well, this is one, I'm going to keep it short, and I'm going to keep it simple. The Niners have officially gone washed. They came a long way. They gone all the way this far to the NFC Championship. But the Lions are just, they're hungry. And they want to feast on this all-star of a 49er squad. They haven't been right ever since Deebo's been hurt. They've been trying to run plays that Deebo has done. Can't succeed without him. I think that he's going to be able to play. Pretty sure that he's not ruled out in here. But I mean, the Lions, they've proven that they're there for a reason. And I really think that the Lions are going to come out of there, beat the Niners. All they have to do really is just stop one or the other. It's rather their running game of the Niners or the passing game. And we all saw what happened with the Packers when the Niners faced the Packers. The Packers had that game fucking easily. But what happened? They couldn't stop McCaffrey when they needed to stop McCaffrey at that last drive. And then they sold with throwing the fucking interception. And he busted a Brett Favre. I think that's what whoever happened long years ago. And the Lions really they just gotta step it up on defense. That's really what this game's gonna come down to, is defensively. The Niners, they're gonna score, but the Lions they've shown that they could score as many points as the Niners has done. The Niners, I'm not gonna say that they have been struggling, but they have shown some weaknesses with facing Green Bay, and I think the Lions, they do great film work over there, especially with the head coach that they got over there, and I feel like Jared Goff is gonna have a little mini clinic here at the 49er Stadium. So, and I got the Lions winning. I probably got the Lions winning. I say, oh Jesus, a lot of these games have been somewhat of high scoring games. I think me and Aaron was the closest when it came to one of the games that was going on last week. But I'm gonna say Lions up by 27 to 32 Lions. That's what I'm going to say.
All right. What about you, Nama? What are you thinking?
All right, look, Detroit's not winning this game. Well, let's throw that on the fucking table. Final score, I got San Fran 31, Detroit 23.
Oh.
Look, Detroit, their story, I love it. Big fan of Dan Campbell, Jared Goff. I mean, obviously Monty from Chicago. I mean, got to respect him to some level. They got a good squad over there, man. Between the Niners offense and defense, I don't see how the hell you overcome that, especially going into San Fran. The thing with them, about 80% of the Niners team, they've been in this situation. They've been to a Super Bowl. They've been in the NFC Championship. They know what they're doing, man. Detroit, when I watch them, I don't see nothing special when it comes to the Niners, dude, to tell you the truth. I really don't.
Nothing special.
Sure? I don't know.
Did you not see the fucking Cleveland game? whenever they lost to P.J. Walker and looked like complete dog shit, they've done it like 4 times this year. When the wheels fall off of San Fran, it's fucking ugly, dude.
You got the Kitty. You got, who else you got? McCaffrey. You got Debo. And Debo is playing. They just announced that the other day.
Okay.
The only way I would
if Dan Campbell gets done with his bitch ass.
Listen, if Debo was out, you know what? I would be riding with Detroit. But you know what? The numbers don't lie, dude. With Debo in that offense, Jack, you're on my side, aren't you? Can you help me out a little bit? Or?
I mean, who says it's going to be the same? The motherfucker just got hurt. And it wasn't just like a regular, ordinary injury. Like he got pretty fucked up, and it wasn't even. It didn't even look bad, but like we all play the sports, like obviously, like we know what he fucking felt at that moment. But dude, if the 49ers were safe and kept him out for the rest of the game, and luckily they won without him, but they shown that they struggle without him, and who knows to say if he's even gonna fucking be the same Debo if he is.
But I think
it's like going back.
Wait. I think the bigger point with everything is to his point about that they've been to the NFC Championship. You have several guys that have sat there and that have been to a Super Bowl. Here's the thing: they had a team that sat there and made the cut to sit there and win that Super Bowl. They didn't. But now you add to that offense Christian fucking McCaffrey, who I think we talk about hungry a lot on this show. CJ Stroud, we've said it probably about a billion times since we started filming this. I don't think in any realm, we're talking about Debo, which I truly do think he makes a difference because you could throw that motherfucker anywhere and it just opens up more plays in the playbook. It allows you to have more options when things aren't working. But I don't think on God's green earth that Christian McCaffrey is going to take this chance that he has for granted. Because I think that he was a part of that Carolina team, right? With Cam Newton when they played. Who did they play? They played Peyton. But he was
Super Bowl. It was Denver.
The Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, it was by Denver. Because that was whenever they had the safety, the first play of the fucking game.
Yeah.
But McCaffrey was hurt that season, right? Didn't he tear something? Was that his ACL season?
I'm trying to think if he was on that team or if they were still doing D'Angelo Williams and the other running back they used to have.
Talking about that Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, he'd have been real young. He'd have been a rookie if he was on that team.
McCaffrey was even in there. If it was, I mean,
he was.
He got hurt his rookie year, though. Because remember, there was that span of injuries with him in Carolina where he only played like 3 games or something like that.
Yeah, but his rookie year he was healthy, I think. I had him in fantasy and I won that year.
Whatever the case may be, McCaffrey has sat there, dude, this entire season as a 49er, and he has sat there and he's put whatever weight he's needed to on his back. And I think that sitting there and getting to this point and being, one game closer to the Super Bowl, I think that he's going to sit there and he's going to play the hardest that he's ever played. And McCaffrey being the number 1 back in the league like that and seeing what he can do in the receiving game and the run game, like I said, I think what gives the 49ers the better shot of winning this game is that they have more options when things sit there and don't work. I don't think Detroit has as many options. Not saying that the players don't comment. Like one of the last episodes, you were talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dude's a fucking stud. He's a hell of a fucking receiver. Not taking any of that away from him. But you have Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey, Purdy, Kittle, and even that backup running back ain't all that bad either. So if McCaffrey needed to sit there and catch a breath, I think that they have more outlets to success because they have more options on the field. If the passing game isn't working, there's something that they can sit there and go to. If the run game ain't working, there's something in their fucking playbook that they can sit there and do. I think that the Niners kind of have that I think what we're going to see on Sunday is going to be that kind of Andy Reid-esque magic where they're going to pull something out of the playbook that they haven't done yet to sit there and try and, finagle something against the strong Campbell-led Lions. But I think I think it's going to be a close one for sure. I think I have it coming down to a field goal, dude. Honestly. I think that they're going to sit there and both teams are going to play their nuts off, but I think the Niners are going to sit there and they're going to pull through at the very end, for sure.
We'll let Aaron speak, but we didn't let him speak because,
Yeah, we went out of order.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lions, dude. I think there's going to be about 53 less kneecaps when they get done with San Francisco. Everyone on the roster is going to get a chunk taken out of that fucking leg.
Fuck yeah.
This team's gritty. This team's grittier than San Francisco. They want it more. They're going to fucking get it. I'm telling you, San Fran has fell flat on their face several times this year. Several times. And when have they done it in the playoffs? You say they've been here before. What the fuck have they done? Nothing. They've choked every year. Every fucking time they've been on the big stage, they've shit the fucking bed. Every time. Now, I'm not saying it won't change this year, but they're starting to feel like the 90s Bills with fucking Jim Kelly. Just getting there and losing. NFC Championship, lose. Second round playoffs, lose. Like, they need to nut up or shut up on this one, and I don't think they get it done. I really don't.
I think the Lions' key to success is definitely going to be that secondary. I think the secondary is going to sit there and set the pace for that game, and if Gardner Johnson comes out there and plays like how he played in that LA game, I definitely think that the passing game is going to give Purdy a little bit of trouble. But like I said with all that too, the Niners got a good O-line. That run game is stupid fucking good, and it's gonna be interesting. I think that success for the Niners, what it comes down to is, like I said, I think they have more options than the Lions to sit there and find what's going to work. I think the Lions are a strong team to where, they don't need as many options to sit there and stand on. They're just playing that smash mouth football that we all love and talk about. But I think that, with a caliber team like this, especially with what's at stake, I hope that they have something for a backup plan, because if they're sitting there, dude, and they're torching that secondary or whatever, I think that it's going to be a pretty fucking long game for them, because the run game is going to be the least of their worries at that point. But it'll be interesting, man. I do sit there and I can see the biting of the kneecap mentality sitting there coming into play for sure. But I don't know. I still stand.
San Fran's pass defense isn't good. Their secondary is not good. And Lions are like the fourth best. Yeah, they're fourth in passing. St. Brown's going to go for $150 and like 2 tuds. I got Lions 23, San Fran 17.
Oh yeah, dude. The Niners, they're gonna fuck up. They've gone all this way.
You guys,
They've gone all this way. I
called them all last week. I called all the games last week. I'm telling you, this team, they're going to lose to the Ravens in the Super Bowl, but they're going to get through San Fran, because San Fran's never done shit. When's the last time San Fran was good? When they had fucking Steve Young and James Brown.
Colin Kaepernick.
You go from generational quarterback to generational quarterback. Yeah, but even with Kaepernick, he couldn't get the job done.
What happened? Sold.
Yeah, here's my thing. So, look, you go back to who did the Bulls play in the finals when Scotty was hurt, but he was still in there? Was it the Jazz, right?
I want to say
they used it more as you know what I'm talking about, right? They used it more as more of a distraction. Dude, even though, let's say Debo, for the sake of the argument, he still is a little fucked up. His presence on that fucking field, dude, you don't think that secondary is going to be locked in on him?
Yeah.
Whether he can play or not.
But they got the guys to do it. That's the thing about them versus every other team. They've got Brian Branch, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Kirby Joseph. Like, they've got the safeties to run with tight ends and like guys like Debo. They're the team that can do it, I'm telling you.
No, that's fine. I understand that. But as soon as you fucking double up on him, Kittle's going to be open. Ayuk.
Doesn't need to double up. That's the beauty of it. You can put Brian Branch on his ass. He's athletic enough to keep up with him.
No, I understand that, but my point is, someone's going to be open each play. They got too many weapons. There's too many threats.
Ayuk is my worry about because he's fucking cold-blooded. Brandon Ayuk is a monster.
And dude, after that last game we had, they just played Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
It was the last one. Dude, after that game, I mean, Ayuk, he got what? I don't think he cleared 40 yards that game, 50 yards that game. You know he's due for one, man.
Mm-hmm. That's what he does. I mean,
I truly believe they're gonna come out with. They're gonna have a whole different game plan. They're gonna have to, man. Like I said, that Green Bay game. You know what? Green Bay should have won that fucking game, dude.
Yeah, they should have. That's what I'm saying.
They should have won that
Detroit's
game,
a hell of a lot, stingier than Green Bay is.
And honestly, I don't want to get on the Green Bay topic, but we should be giving them a lot more fucking credit, dude. I mean, they.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay over years. But no, they look pretty solid, man. And I saw a lot of Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love throughout these playoffs, dude. I mean,
if they go from fucking Favre to Rodgers and Love ends up being like 80% of Rodgers, that's the best stretch of quarterback play ever, in my opinion. Because that'll be like 30 years of franchise quarterback play with 3 draft picks. And they don't trade draft picks or shit. They always use them all because they don't have an owner. So like they're all homegrown fucking shit. That's what I like about them. They don't usually buy guys in. It's all farm system basically.
I can full-heartedly agree. So now, spanning from this little debate over here, let's sit there and jump into the next game of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Nate, you're up.
Oh, this game, man, it's going to be one hell of a game. And we all have seen the TikToks. There's only one man that will get the job done to get these fucking arrowheads out of the fucking NFL playoffs. And that's Lamar fucking Jackson. The GOAT, the MVP, the amazing Lamar Jackson. What else do I have to say? Is Lamar Jackson ain't gonna fold. Patrick Mahomes, he could do his little bullshit. He could fucking throw the ball off his fucking Kermit dick. He could fucking tiptoe down the fucking sideline. I guarantee you, on fucking last week's game where fucking Mahomes ran it. He ran for, I think it was like a 30-yard play or some shit like that down the sidelines. There's no fucking shot that the Ravens defense is not gonna light his ass up. And I'm telling you right now, out the fucking gate, the Ravens defense is gonna plaster the Chiefs defense. I mean offense. The Chiefs are not going to be ready. The Chiefs are not going to be ready. The Ravens are gotta fire up their ass. They're obviously the favorites to win the Super Bowl. This might be the year where Lamar finally gets his ring. Well deserved. Mahomes don't need another fucking ring. The fuck does he gotta get that for? Don't even get me started on fucking Taylor's little fucking boo thing that he got over there. Dude, Lamar Jackson. In this game, he's leading in the passing yards, leading in the rushing yards. You can't stop him. And in this whole playoffs and throughout the whole season, I have yet to see an NFL team stop Lamar Jackson from his passing. And if he's getting stuck in the huddle, I guarantee he ain't gonna get sacked one time this fucking game. Chiefs defense aren't gonna touch the motherfucker because Lamar is just that. He got that spider sense. He'll see fucking whoever that fat ass is in the fucking D tackle for the Chiefs to see. Oh shit, and fucking scramble out of there, dish out. He's faster than Mahomes, smarter than Mahomes, stronger than Mahomes, and by honestly, Flowers, he's gonna have one hell of a game. What else do I got, man?
Mark Andrews coming back too.
Oh, don't even get me started on Mark Andrews. They've been fucking doing great without his ass. Now he's back. Easy little check down for him. If Lamar doesn't feel like running, if he feels tired, like damn, I'm fucking online. Like I gotta fucking keep on rushing. Throw it right down to Mark fucking Andrews. He's gonna fucking run in there, get easy yards. So I have obviously the Ravens winning this game. Honestly, a smooth. It's gonna be a close game, obviously. but I see the Ravens winning this 27-10.
What the fuck is that close?
They're gonna. You could clip that and you could put it in the fucking newspaper.
What the fuck is that a close game?
It's gonna be 10-10 at halftime. Ravens blow it up, just like what they did at fucking Houston.
They're going to shut them out in the second half?
Yes.
You're comparing Houston to Kansas City, but continue.
So yeah, let me finish. Let me cook. Lamar Jackson. that's all I gotta fucking say. You're not gonna. There's no defense that's not gonna stop him. Chiefs defense, they fucking struggled. They fucking struggled against the damn against the Bills. They really shouldn't have won. They really shouldn't. Now, granted, the Bills had other opportunities to score in that game. Yes. Did they lose by field goal? Yeah. Was there no win? Yeah. You know, the Bills. You were always. I'll give you that to y'all Chiefs fans. Y'all were owning the motherfucking Bills, and I'm sorry for Josh Allen, but damn, dude, I don't know why the fuck y'all keep losing to the Chiefs every fucking year. But dude, y'all struggle with the Bills defensively. You guys were there, but not really. I mean, you guys couldn't even fucking Josh Allen running. How do you think you're gonna stop fucking Lamar Jackson?
Well, she's a fucking tank, but
it's not gonna happen, my guy.
it's my turn yet.
It's your turn.
Yeah, you could go.
All right. A. That is the stupidest shit. The one thing I will agree with is faster than Mahomes. Smarter, you're out of your fucking mind. Let's get that on the fucking head.
Come on.
Passing yards, you're out of your fucking mind. A. And B, look, that Buffalo game, let's say for the sake of the argument, he makes that fucking field goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's still $1:40 on the clock with 2 timeouts. You're telling me Mahomes ain't marching up that fucking field and at least getting a field goal?
At least a field
When
goal.
the last...
Yeah, you're right.
Dude, 13 seconds, dude. Got a fucking field. You tell me a fucking minute, $1:40, they're not marching up that fucking field? Come on, dude.
No.
Yeah, but they're not the same team they were on that 13-second march. They don't have the
It's
weapons
no
of wide
rivalry.
receivers.
You gotta keep that in mind, though, man. They're both great teams. It don't matter if one sucks and one don't, dude. I mean, even the Bears and Green Bay games to some fucking degree are close. I mean, obviously until the end. I mean, it's still a rivalry game, man. I mean, really, the skill level. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just use that as your fucking answer. But I hear you. I mean, look, Baltimore, dude. I love what they're doing. Harbaugh, I'm a big fan of. Lamar, big fan of. Any humble quarterback, in my opinion, I got high respect for. It's gonna be a close one. I got KC 26, Baltimore 23. It's gonna be a close one, low scoring.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, you got both great quarterbacks, dude. I'm obviously rooting for Kansas City and all that, but it's gonna be a good one. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be probably a top 5 AFC Championship game of all time. To tell you the truth, I think it's gonna be a good one. It's definitely has all the potential in the world. But again, it's just how many years he been in the league? Mahomes 6 or 7, or as a starter, actually.
As a starter.
2016 was his. 2015 or 16 would have been his first year.
And he's been 6. He's been how many AFC championships? 6, right? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's all I got to talk about.
But you act
Okay,
like...
well, I got something for you.
Please.
Okay, Ravens, first in rushing yards, third in passing yards per attempt. Let's see, lowest interceptions in the league was 7, and it's not even close. They got about 4 less picks than everybody else. Let's go to defense. Tied for first in pass yards per attempt, second in pass touchdowns allowed, first in rush touchdowns allowed, first in sacks, third in interceptions. What are the fucking Chiefs? Not shit. This isn't the same Chiefs team, and you said I couldn't use that as an argument? Bullshit. When have the Chiefs ever had a fucking fall apart in the middle of the regular season? Answer that.
Where are they at right
When
now,
have the
though?
Chiefs ever had a fall apart in
The regular season don't mean shit. The regular
What do you mean
season
it doesn't mean
Where are
shit?
they at now, though?
They not
Buffalo was
fucking
the
folded to the Bills.
Buffalo was the favorite, correct? That game. What happened?
I don't
Buffalo
give
was
a
the
fuck
favorite.
about what Vegas got to
Where
say.
they
That's
at
all
now,
fucking crock of shit.
They're back in the
I go by what
AFC.
I-
Regular season don't mean shit.
How
Look
does
where
it
they're
not?
at. Where are
How
they
does it
at
not
right now?
mean shit?
Because they're still in the AFC.
Fucking shit, but they're going against a team that's going to put them about 6 feet under.
Jack, I thought you were fucking agreed on my take, so you got anything to talk about? Or?
Well, yeah, but no. DeFosco,
Yeah.
DeFosco, wait for it just for a quick second, because I just want to add this little piece. Andy Reid is a great coach, But he's coming
Oh, yeah.
down. He's coming down to his last years, my guy. He's not. Andy Reid was not the same Andy Reid a couple of years ago, and you can see that clearly in this year's Chiefs offense and Chiefs defense. This team in general is just so different. It wasn't the same Kansas City Chiefs as fucking last year. Last year, Kansas City Chiefs would have whooped this year's Kansas City Chiefs with fucking ease, without a fucking doubt. And yes,
I think the biggest thing that you have to throw into the equation, I'm taking the Chiefs, is the thing that I think we've learned over the years with all of this, and it's of no surprise that I did not take Kansas City to sit there and win multiple years in a row. They are an entity, no matter if they were at their best, roster-wise, record-wise, all of that stuff. They have earned this, like, parasite power where they just don't go away, and you can't sit there and you can't rule them out. Andy Reid and all that stuff, if there's one thing that we've learned in this span of AFC championships, whether they've won or lost, like you brought up Cincy and all that stuff, that game I think Shiesty showed out, dude. I think Shiesty just went in there and did his thing. But after all of that, with all of these runs, Andy Reid sits there, dude, and he has this fucking little chest in his room where he has a playbook that he pulls out specifically for these playoffs. And I don't even think that we've even seen half of it yet. I'm not a fan of all the magical bullshit that they do by any means, because I think it's costly if it's not done correctly. These laterals, all this other crap. But they've proven that somehow, some way, that they're good enough to sit there and go ahead and do it. And the other thing on top of it, too, is I don't give Patrick Mahomes probably enough credit, but he's got some, he's not as good as Brady, but he has that Brady-esque, power when he's sitting there going up against it and all that crap, dude. I mean, you sit there, you look at the Super Bowl last year. I think at the beginning of the season, they weren't even making the playoffs, according to, all the sportscasters. I mean, fuck Vegas, but even Vegas and all this other crap that they weren't going to go. When you sit there, regardless of who they have on their team, a Tyreek Hill list, I don't know if Kadarius Toney's hurt, some guys have come and gone. You give this team a reason to sit there and prove you wrong. They are going to prove you wrong. You are going to get out-coached. You are going to get out-motivated. And it's as simple as it comes. This is something that all of us, we were all football players. Back in the day we're not comparing this to the NFL, but that was enough to sit there and win a game. Now imagine that juiced up with a game plan. I don't think that you can sit there and stop it. Now here's the other thing on top of it too. You sit there, you look at this Ravens offense. We were talking about how explosive it was on the phone all week before this episode, all this crap with Lamar Jackson running the passing game. You got Mark Andrews back, all this shit. If there was one man that I had to put in a Baltimore arena to sit there and stop it, it's Spagnuolo. 110%. That man has plans and he has shit that he's going to throw at Lamar Jackson that Lamar hasn't seen all season. The question is when, if it is successful, when is Lamar going to sit there and when is he going to crack? You know that they're going to sit there, somebody's going to be spying. You also know on the same time that Spagnuolo sits there and blitzes the hell out of motherfuckers, and it works. Imagine guys sitting there coming down on both sides to sit there where, yeah, Lamar can sit there and run. He's got himself out of some situations for sure. But he's not going, in this game, he's not going to be able to get out of every single one like he has during the regular season. Now, I think what's really going to be, where the key to success for a Chief victory is really going to be, other than a Spagnuolo defense is I think it's going to come down to Pachinko. How Pachinko sits there and how he runs this Sunday
Pacheco.
is going to sit there and set the tone for the entire rest of the game. And you know what happens after that? When they're sitting there, if they're running this ball down the Ravens' throat, like I think that they can do, you have you got a great center in Humphrey. You got great tackles. You got guards that are sitting there that are moving. I think you sit there, and if for some reason it stalls right there, I think Travis Kelce is going to fucking sit there and have a game. If there's anyone that's going to be more motivated for sitting here and getting to the Super Bowl, it's going to be Travis Kelce. You want to know why? Because he's had a dog shit year. It's no surprise. He is not performing the way that he has performed. He showed out in that Bills game for sure, 2 tutties. Yeah, that was fucking good for him and shit. I think that got him back on the horse. But with all the shit that's going around, all these distractions and stuff, I think Pachinko is going to have a big game, and I think Kelce's going to have a big game. And you want to know who I think is going to have the biggest game of all? Andy fucking Reid. That is their main key to success. And like I said, if there's a man that you're going to send in that building to sit there and defend, it's going to be Spagnuolo. If you had to sit there and send a man in there to sit there and run a fucking offense, it's Andy fucking Reid. You couldn't tell me otherwise. Plain simple.
So is Harbaugh just a slouch then?
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think what it's going to essentially come down to is it's going to come down to the two offenses. I think the defenses both bring good things to the table when it comes down to it or whatever, but I think it's going to be a shootout. Point for point, for sure. Did we do an injury report on if Humphreys is healthy? Is he back? Can somebody do that for me real quick? He is?
What I heard, he was good. Pacheco, I know he wasn't practicing, but he's supposedly supposed to be starting.
Talent
again,
out for the Chiefs. Everyone else is questionable. But I mean,
I heard he was questionable. It's game time, they'll know. But
yeah.
But to your point you made, Jackson, with the Niners, I don't even think it's comparable. Ravens have more talent on both sides of the ball. You might have a few better pieces with the Chiefs. You got a better tight end, and you got a better quarterback, arguably, but nothing else. Offensive line plays about neck and neck. They're both elite. Defense is where, fucking Baltimore's got guys all over. Absolutely everywhere on the front, in the secondary, and the linebacker. You got two of the best linebackers in the league in Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, sitting there just running downhill on motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And when they get going, dude, they just shut people down. They've given up like 6 rushing touchdowns all year. Mm-hmm. All fucking year. It's insanity how good that defense is. And the point you're making with Spagnuolo, I don't think Mahomes is going to be able to get shit going. I really don't. And if they shut Pacheco down, they can't move the ball on the ground. He's going to have a hard day. Because Kyle Hamilton's a nasty motherfucker in the secondary. And if Humphreys is back, that's pick your poison. Because you got Geno Stone, too, who had like fucking 10 picks this year.
Well, I think the dark horse in all of it, too, I don't think his name is mentioned enough when it's talked about, too, though. I mean, Valdez-Scantling, bro. That motherfucker stuff. People don't take him serious enough. I think if you were sitting there, I think the game plan for Baltimore is going to sit there, and it's going to be, obviously the first one is to shut down the run game. I mean, that's for every team. You shut that down, you get them going in the air, and now you sit there and deal with that. But I think it's going to sit there, and it's going to open some stuff up for, some of these, not less talked about guys to sit there like Rice, like Valdez-Scantling. You could even sit there and they've done double sets where do they put McKinnon out at wideout or on flex sometimes too? Right? Don't they have him
much this year? I don't think.
I think it's gonna come down to, dude, is just gonna be Mahomes sitting there just having eagle eye when it comes down. If we're going off of how you're sitting there saying that they're going to come or whatever. I mean, like I said, dude, like that's just the guy that you just wanted, that you would take in that position and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from the Ravens, dude. I mean, they ball out this year. And one thing, I put aside all that shit, any of the fucking Lamar doubters and all that shit from, seasons ago, now, all this stuff, let me tell you, that motherfucker earned every cent of that money that he fucking earned from all of that. He ain't no stingy bitch that's gonna fucking sit there, take the money, and just take the back seat the rest of his career. He went out there and he said, I'm gonna show you why you're paying me this. And he did a fucking hell of a job. And I don't know if they announced the MVPs yet. That's my MVP.
Not yet.
And that goes down, dude. 100%.
But I don't.
But Jack, let me ask this. You would know this more than me, or agree more. Who is the best coaching and quarterback duo we've seen of all time?
Brady Belichick.
And dude, in my opinion, I don't know if y'all will agree. I'm sure you will. The closest I've seen to it is Mahomes and Andy Reid, dude. No matter where they're at, no matter what they've lost, gained, they're always in the conversation. Dude, look at Tyreek Hill. Once they lost him, like, I don't know who brought it up. Dude, every fucking sports fucking show I've watched counted them out completely.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it was one of the better teams we've ever seen of them, dude. To tell you the truth. I mean, the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl's probably the best I've watched, personally. I mean, it was back and forth the entire time.
Yeah.
Again, Baltimore, it's going to be a close one, dude. Like I said, I got it 26-23, dude. It's going to be a good one. But again, you can't count those two out, man. I mean,
I'm not saying you can't, but what separates Baltimore from a lot of teams is they don't have to leave what they like doing to stop the run. Like, they don't have to commit 6 guys in the box to stop the run. They can do it out of nickel. They stop the run out of nickel, and it's fucking insanity. Because you got those 2 linebackers that are fucking at the line of scrimmage in 2 milliseconds, smoking these motherfuckers up. Now, they've given up rushing yards throughout the year, but once you get to the goal line, dude, it's fucking impossible to move the ball on the ground against the Ravens.
Dude, the way Kansas City wins this game, dude, if they can find a way to stop the run game with Lamar and force him to throw that ball, that's going to be the biggest. That's going to be a game changer.
Is Bolton out still for the Chiefs?
Huh?
Is Nick Bolton out still?
I didn't hear nothing. I know he was questionable. Honestly, he might be playing. They've been talking more about Tony.
That'll be tough because Andrews on the seam is going to be a fucking killer.
And dude, nobody talks about this guy enough. Snead, dude, give up
Snead's
one pass
Snead's a dog.
last week against Buffalo, dude. I mean, nobody gives him enough. I mean, that's a game changer.
Snead's great. I just think that Baltimore's got just too much right now on defense for. I'm not saying Mahomes couldn't do some Mahomes shit, but at the end of the day, I can't deny how fucking good the Ravens have looked all year.
I think it's of no doubt that Kansas City is the underdog in this game. 100%.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to hear that they're the fucking underdogs. They're not. Y'all are the Kansas City Chiefs, dude. Y'all not underdogs.
Here, both teams should win that game. There's no. It's a toss-up, dude. I mean, you can't. I don't see how you pick. You get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah, like
they're both.
I think if they played 10 times, the Ravens would win 6. That's my opinion.
I was gonna say.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, he's 3-1 against them, dude. Granted, they've had different pieces on both teams throughout the years, so it's.
I know. I'm just saying. I think they're neck and neck, but when it comes down to it, this is probably the worst iteration of the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs we've ever seen, for being honest. And this is the best version of the Ravens we've ever seen.
Exactly.
And dude, nobody talks about this guy enough either. Chris Jones, dude. He had a shit game last week. You don't think he's gonna come out there and fucking make a statement, dude? That's gonna be.
Yeah,
but be a big one.
It's different when you only got like 3 main cogs of your defense versus the Ravens have 7 guys that can fuck you up at any given time, and the Chiefs just don't. They got about 3.
And I mean, it is at Baltimore. Like, let's not forget that. Like, if it was at Kansas, maybe I'll give you guys that way. It looks better. But y'all going to Baltimore, man. Lamar ain't gonna lose at home.
Dude, these motherfuckers Buffalo last week, dude. And I get they own Buffalo, whatever you want to call it, but it's still Buffalo, dude. I mean, that's still a tough fucking place to play football, dude. I mean, it's tough. I mean, even if they were a shit team, dude, it's still a tough place to go into, especially in that weather, man. It's tough, dude. And if
Mahomes pulls this off, he's moving into Brady conversation. Like, where he's at in his career at this point and where Brady was, he's neck and neck. If he pulls this off and gets to a Super Bowl.
I don't know.
Here, let me talk about that, too. So, I'm a big fucking fan, dude. For me personally, for you to sit here, he's on track to be better if he keeps this up and plays as long as he has. And again, how they protect the quarterbacks now, it is a lot easier, granted. But for me personally, dude, he has to get at least 4 or 5.
Oh, more?
For you to
or total?
Put him in that. No,
I'm not saying for like all time. I'm saying like if Mahomes or Brady was in his 6th year too, I think they'd be about neck and neck right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I see.
I'm not saying like in an all-time conversation, but if they were progressing at the same time, I think you'd be talking about them hand in hand.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, dude, if he goes on and wins this ring, dude, I mean,
this will be a good one. This will be a good one. If he gets this one.
Yeah, because I can see why people are counting out the Chiefs. Like, bullshit aside, like, they really shouldn't, because the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs. They're going to do the stupid shit that they fucking do. They always find some way to fucking do it, but it stops now. Lamar is gonna make Showtime at fucking Baltimore.
Dude, all bullshit aside, dude, all 4 teams in the fucking playoffs right now are going for this fucking trophy. I like all of them, dude. I like the coaches, the quarterbacks. I mean,
they're all good. And when you get like this far in, there's not a bad team, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we're splitting hairs against the best of the best right now. It's like, just because we're talking shit doesn't mean, you know, the Chiefs are ass. In no way, shape, or form are the Chiefs ass. I'm just comparing them to what I think the Ravens are right now. Mm-hmm. So someone's got to be worse than the other, obviously.
But it ain't the Chiefs, I promise you, bro.
Well, no, I don't know about all that.
We'll see that on Sunday at fucking at 3:00 p.m. Eastern time. What do you guys?
The Ravens Chiefs game's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh
boy.
It starts off strong.
I don't know why they wouldn't make that the last.
You would think. Yeah. So, but you know that only makes it right, because the Lions.
That must mean fucking the script is for the Lions to win if they're putting them at the last game.
But there is this one thing that I saw. Is like I don't know if you guys remember, but in the beginning of the season, the first team that played each other at the beginning of the season was the Chiefs and the Lions.
Yeah, dude, my uncle just told me that shit last night. I didn't even think about that shit. That's weird.
Yeah, so like, imagine the Super Bowl, like they fucking ended it that way. Now that I wouldn't mind the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl and lose it to Detroit, because that would be fucking.
Why is every story with them losing?
Because, dude, it would just make a bigger statement for Detroit. Like, they haven't been in the Super
Bowl. Why does nobody talk about?
Decades.
Everyone talks about he has to go into Baltimore and face Lamar. Nobody talks about Lamar has to go face Andy Reid and Mahomes, arguably one of the best fucking quarterback coach duos we've ever fucking seen. Nobody talks about that shit, dude.
Well, you did.
Well, I think the bigger thing with all of it, even when I picked them and shit, is I don't think for this year that you can say that though.
I mean, dude, obviously going back to the season, I mean, they had a decent start. I mean, obviously that Detroit game was whatever. Went in Chicago.
That shit was crazy.
came into Chicago, fucked us up pretty bad. Or was it in Kansas City? Where they played at?
It was like Kansas.
But dude, at the end, they again, it was every game they lost, dude, minus that fucking Denver game where they just fucked us completely. We should have won all those games, dude. It came down to fucking errors and just being careless, dude. I mean, that's all it came down to. That's why I'm not counting this team out yet. Because again, Scantling had a lot of drops that Eagles game, dude. Wide open drop, and they would have won the game. But you know what? He balled out last week, dude. I mean, he had a good game.
So that's MVS in a nutshell, though. He'll be a fucking ghost for 3 weeks, and then he'll pop off for.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm not saying by any means he's back or he's our saving grace and shit, but I mean, dude, it's just they just got to go out there and just start playing ball again. Honestly, against Buffalo, that's what they did, dude. They look comfortable, man. They weren't stressed. They were just They were doing them, man, and that's how they're gonna win this game, dude.
Yeah, because I saw them mic'd up on YouTube. I watched those so that way hear like the inside of it, and I was watching how the Chiefs went. I mean, they were all positive throughout the game. They looked like they were having fun, and that's really what it comes down to. Is which team, if you're having fun, you're gonna win the game. And I mean, Chiefs, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they can to get up there. Mahomes, I mean, I think if I can remember it, right before they broke, Andrew Reid was like, we're not gonna dance about this victory, but we're gonna celebrate this one. And Mahomes is like, we're not fucking done yet. It's like we have another week to go in this and whoop some ass. Like, I love seeing that from him because that shows like in the locker room sense, especially with the season that they had with how many receivers fucking dropped the ball this fucking season. That's why I was just iffy about them in the first place because, dude, it just pisses me off because I felt bad for his ass just because he is a great quarterback and his fucks just want to catch the ball. But I think in the locker room they're really going. But I mean, shit, dude, Baltimore has.
And really... back to that Buffalo game, the regular season game when Tony was offsides, whatever you want to call it. That would have went down, dude, is probably the best play in fucking history, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that was a perfect fucking throw by a tight end. I mean, improvising, too. You know how nervous you got to be to throw a fucking backward lateral pass? It wasn't close either. It was a fucking bullet. Yeah. To win the game.
It was a spiral.
I mean, dude, it was just, you can't script it any better than that, dude. It was just fucking perfect. And, again, it just came down to the little mistakes, dude.
Yeah, so it's gonna be whoever has less mistakes and who's gonna hit the hardest. That's what I will say. Who's gonna hit each other first in the mouth? It really depends. If the Ravens come out there first defensively, my camera's frozen. If the Ravens come out there first on defense and they really hit the fuck out of the Chiefs' offense really hard, is gonna wake up the Chiefs. So I mean, really, you just gotta be careful once you fuck with either beast because both teams have a beast in their fucking squad and. I mean, which one do you think is scarier, Mahomes or is fucking Lamar the scariest? Who would you rather deal with?
And again, dude, Mahomes has been in this situation, dude. I mean, too many times, dude.
Yeah, Chiefs battle for sure.
That's the one thing I give him, and you know what? That's why I will. Even if I wasn't a fan, dude, I will never count that team or that man out, dude.
This just seems like one of those Baltimore teams, like the 2000 team, where the defense is just too fucking much for everybody. It's nothing personal against the Chiefs. Like, I just think they're that fucking good on defense.
I mean, Jack, even going back when fucking that first year Brady went to Tampa, including myself, I didn't have them fucking going nowhere.
I called that Super Bowl.
Dude, they marched through the playoffs like I've never fucking seen, dude. And again, dude, you can't count them out, man.
Guys, I figured that we'd sit there and kind of talk about, the season in bulk as it's, coming to its end. We've gotten to see, some coaches, leave and get fired. We've got some crazy free agency coming up in Derrick Henry. Is Jason Kelce sitting there coming back? Is he looking for a new home? There's a lot to talk about, and I'm curious to see what comes to mind when I sit there and ask, with the season in bulk, what do you want to talk about? Aaron, why don't we hit you first?
Well, we can talk about my team if you want.
Yo, man.
Lovable losers, a little bit of attention for once.
Uh-oh.
I think we're headed in the right direction, honestly, with the Adam Peters hire for Washington Commanders.
Oh.
We got the hot GM hire from the Niners. New ownership. We got the old fucking Snyder's fuck ass out of there. I think shit's looking up. And our big rumor is we're going to get the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. Which, I'd rather have Vrabel myself, but I think, I get what they want to do. You get a new guy in there, like McDaniel or Sean McVay. Get a new guy in, see what you can grow with him. So I don't hate it. But, it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll bring in Bill as the DC for this year.
And to talk about Belichick, did you guys hear about where he might go if Andy Reid decides to fucking retire?
Dude.
Yeah, that's what I read that. Kansas City would be a fit.
That would be
fucking muted. Dude, that would piss me off to the T.
Oh my god.
I hear, in my opinion, dude, Andy Reid and Belichick are the two best to ever do it, dude. In my opinion, I mean, they're the two best to do it, dude.
There's just
I
no
just
way.
don't think his coaching style fits the Chiefs, though.
That was my. I don't think so either. I think it would be an entirely different new team, dude.
I think Vrabel would be a good fit over there. He'd get the boys pumped up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with KC though, dude, they're all about the trick plays, the just catch you off guard, dude. That's the thing. You got to get someone in there that has that type of coaching mentality, dude, for that to work.
I think a lot of teams are going to shy from Belichick, though. I don't think he'll land anywhere because I think he's wanting like full control, top to bottom. Wants to draft for he'll probably only want 3 or 4 years until he can pass Shula. I think he needs 15 wins or something like that. But nobody wants to give up control for just a little 3-year gap. He could fuck the franchise in that time because you could argue over the past 5-6 years he hasn't been a very good GM with some of his signings and fucking the draft picks he's made.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of teams are like iffy on that.
And seeing how
Because I bet you he wants a similar role that he had in New England. He's not going to want less power on this next job.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's hurting him. Now, if he were to take a DC role for a year, or maybe wait and see if someone gets fired at the halfway point, fucking, I don't know, say the Panthers fire their new guy. Maybe he slides in there for the interim coach and wins a couple games and comes back the next year. I don't know how it'll play out. Maybe he never coaches again.
It only works if he's a head coach to get the wins? Or does he need to just be a head
15,
coach?
I think. What?
Does he need to be a head coach in order to get that record?
Yeah, you gotta be a head coach.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta be a head coach.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck he's gonna go. I mean,
I thought for sure he'd land somewhere, man. It's like Brady. There was only 2 teams interested in Brady, Miami and Tampa Bay, whenever he was in free agent. Insanity.
yeah, but I mean, let's talk about my Chargers for a little bit. We got Harbaugh. Great. I couldn't be even more happier. He's gonna finally bring Herbert to the Josh Allen, the Mahomes, the Lamars, into that conversation. He's finally going to bring him up to that conversation. Because, dude, I remember a time where everybody there was a debate about Josh Allen versus Herbert. And how those two were, 2 young guys, they were always going back at it, back and forth all the fucking time. And I'm not going to say that Herbert's been declining, but he just hasn't been able to showcase what he's capable of during, especially last season. And then he got hurt, and then that really fucked him over. But I think Harbaugh is really gonna bring out the tenacity and his really showcase of how true Justin Herbert could be and how big of a threat that he could fucking be. And I mean, if we get fucking Derrick Henry too, oh my fucking god, I could just fucking, this computer screen would just be covered of just shit. It would be fucking crazy. That'd be fucking so.
You want to hear a minor hot take about Derrick Henry?
What do you think?
I think he's fool's gold
Oh really?
for a free agent. He's going to want so much money, and whoever pays him, you're getting a busted down version of Derrick Henry. And I hate to say it, but he's lost a step.
You think he's gonna turn?
Paying a running back's a trap, man.
I agree.
I think his whole position is going to change strictly into power back, where he's just
100%.
Getting the first down, and when they're sitting there and they're by the goal line, I think his career is changing. Now, I still think he's got legs under him, he still can.
He can still do it. He's lost a step, and if you pay him big money to be your every down back.
Well, you got to think about it too. Throwing in the whole equation, that's all fucking Tennessee had. That motherfucker was taking a beating his entire career over there. So the fact of the matter that he's even able to sit there and have the potential to even go to another team, surprised the fuck out of me. Because he was sitting there, dude. Obviously, you see the stiff arms, you see the trucking, all that other stuff, man. But one of the conversations that we talked about with the Jason Kelsey retirement episode was the wear and tear on the body. A running back sitting there getting hit, you know, a linebacker is more prone to sit there and hit you straight up than low. And when you sit there and you get past the linebackers, what are those little guys in the backfield doing? They're going for your ankles, they're going for your knees, your legs, all that other crap, because they can't stand you up. The beating that he took in a run-heavy offense, I mean, think about this. We all played Superstar KO. That's why Vrabel was GNP. Think about that shit. That's the way that he fucking. That was just the offense that he fucking runs, dude. And like to think that Derrick Henry, like he had, I think it was that foot injury was the big one that kept him out that one season. I don't know if that was last season, 2 seasons ago, 3 or whatever. But for him to sit there and not have any tears, any like shoulder surgeries, problems with his neck and all that stuff, I mean that's a huge blessing. That's an achievement to sit there and be able to, you know, walk out of that situation in Tennessee and still have, you know, like I said, the power to sit there and go play for another team. I think that's spectacular.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking when you were talking about that, Tennessee, that franchise might be where good running backs go to die. Because listen to this. Earl Campbell, you go back to the Oilers days. Great career. They never won shit. Fucking Eddie George, back in the early Titans days. Ran wild, never won shit. They lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl. CJ2K, great career. They ran the fuck out of him, didn't get shit. Now you got Derrick Henry that list. That's 5 elite running backs that have had their careers wasted, essentially, by the Titans.
I think if he's going to sit there and he's going to get signed anywhere, and obviously if you guys disagree, throw it in here. I think he's going to go to a team that was in this playoffs, for sure.
Absolutely not.
No. Who would he go?
Who is the question?
Who would he go?
Dallas would be my number one fit. I think Dallas is the best fit to be the, like, 1A, 1B with Pollard, because that way you're not sitting there force-feeding, you know, a 30-something-year-old Henry, and you got the 1-2 punch. Because I think Pollard's better in the role he was in when Zeke was there.
He's going to a team that's going to
He's 30 at least.
A shot to win a ring. He's not going somewhere he's going to sit there and just take the money and play. That's the last achievement he has. He has the national championship from Bama. He went to Tennessee. They had their shots when they sat there and went and made their run. And then, you know, it just died out like you brought up. He is going to go to one of these teams that needs a 2-back to sit there, and he's going to go and try and win a ring. He's going to sit there and he's going to do exactly what OBJ did with the Rams. And I mean, I think it's that simple. Where else is he going to go? You're telling me that he's going to sit there and he's going to waste his time going to what would be a good play? What?
Chargers.
I with Harbaugh there, yeah. You know what? I wouldn't throw that. I could sit there and see maybe that being the team that he could sit there and look at, you know, outside of the playoff teams that we named. But this man, he's got a couple, maybe 3 years left in the league if you're lucky, with the beating that he's taken and all that crap. He's going for a fucking ring. He's not going to sit there and he's not going to waste his time sitting there taking a chance on a team that, you know, oh, well, they're drafting this, they're doing this, like, there's a potential for this. He's going to go somewhere where he knows that team has a 90% chance to sit there, make the playoffs, sit there and have a chance to sit there and make a Super Bowl run. And I think that's simply going to be that. He's just at that point in his career now.
Yeah. Do you know how old he is for sure? Because I want to say he's like 29, 30 right now. About that. Yeah. He's been in the league a minute.
You know what team I like too, bro? And after that little fucking nice playoff run they just had?
30.
Houston.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah, Houston. That'd be a hell of a fit for Henry Houston, being that.
I can see Houston.
He's a good version of Houston.
That wouldn't be that
And again,
bad.
dude, it's fucking you got a great young quarterback, dude. And honestly, that playoff run, they went a lot further than anybody fucking said they were, dude.
Yeah. Because, dude,
100%.
I tell you, another year or two, if that, dude, they're gonna be that team to talk about, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
because
They're too good, dude. That early on, like they're giving Chiefs vibes, early Chiefs vibes with Mahomes.
there's no way that these big teams are gonna pick up Henry just to pick him up as. If these big teams would pick him up, he would have to be a backup. Like there's no way that the Chiefs are gonna get on the Ravens. They don't need to get him. The Lions, I mean, they could use him.
They got Montgomery.
Yeah, Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah. The Niners,
What makes Houston such a viable option is they're paying Stroud rookie money still for the foreseeable future. He'll be on that rookie deal. So they're going to have more cap space to throw at this shit than most teams are that have a quarterback that's getting paid.
Because they ain't going to the.
Did you see that?
The Buccaneers got money. The Eagles got money.
Yeah, but
What about
I'd
the
go to
Packers?
Houston over them fuckers. And the Eagles already got Swift. So I don't think he wants to be like second fiddle.
I'm telling. I like Houston.
He probably wants to have be the lead guy, but just have a change of pace dude that comes in third down and shit.
By the time that Houston would sit there and make this so-called run that we're talking about or whatever, if we're lucky, that would be literally probably his last year, if that.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Houston could win the Super Bowl next year for all we know. He wouldn't be the first second-year quarterback to win the Super Bowl. A lot of teams win with young quarterbacks just because of the cap space. They can bring people in. The Chiefs are at the point now where, they paid Mahomes and now they're feeling, how the Patriots felt at the middle of their dynasty. Brady's been paid. Now you got to allocate the funds elsewhere. And the thing with Mahomes, he's making a hell of a lot more than Brady did, and he didn't take the pay cuts Brady did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kind of off topic. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. How long is that deal Tyreek signed with Miami? Was it like 2 years? Do you know? 3?
Something like that. But he said he's going to retire after it.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He said he probably re-sign, I believe, or he was going to retire, one of the two.
So I tell you what, dude, and I really see it, dude. If Kansas City finds a way to win this trophy, dude, I could see Tyreek talking to them, dude, about coming back, dude. For one more year. I can see it, dude. I really can, man.
With all the shit that his ass been talking about the Chiefs, I don't think that the Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. That makes him look like the biggest bitch ever. He looks like a mega bitch if he goes back.
That was a fucking... What, you mean talking shit before the game? That wildcard game?
Well, he fucking he's ragged him since he left.
I haven't been paying attention, so I don't really give a fuck. But...
I mean, I don't think he's every day doing it, but he hasn't really spoken necessarily highly. I think most of his problem was with the GM dude, Veach or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's because that's why they didn't get the deal done or something. I watched the interview with him.
Yeah,
no more. How do you feel when people compare your Chiefs to the Patriots? Of how they
Good news.
Because they're very comparable. You guys rely on your quarterback and tight end, but you haven't done anything more for your receivers. What do you think?
Look, the reason why I will agree. There's not going to be another team that is as comparable to Belichick, Brady, and Gronk because again, they just broke their record for playoff touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, dude, Brady and Gronk. I still got to go with them. I still think Mahomes and Kelsey got another ring or two to get for me to actually sit there and put them above them. But, dude, it's just we're never going to see another quarterback and coach duo like those two again, in my opinion.
It is different eras, too. Because, the way how the time when Brady and Gronk played, shoot, dude. They earned those fucking rings without a fucking...
Oh, dude. Completely. And that's why that same part of me will always have them above those two. But, dude, again, like you just brought up, they played in an era where... they played in an era where people are going out there to fucking kill you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had to think twice about fucking going down the middle for a fucking slant route because you're gonna get fucking rocked by Ray Lewis or whoever the fuck you had out there, man.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's a whole different game, dude. And again, that doesn't take away the rings by any means. I mean, you're still going out there putting the work and you're still getting them. But again, it was a lot harder, and to me, I feel like it meant a lot more to get one back then than obviously it does now.
Yeah.
But that's my take on that.
Guys, to fit in, the last little topic that I figured we'd throw in today, because I think there's a lot that can be said about it, fan or not, and I think it's a good one to end on, is the Chicago Bears offseason and the draft.
Babe.
Recently, through some of my research that I've been doing specifically for this episode, I've been seeing a lot of sportscasters sitting there still saying that we're going to draft Caleb Williams from USC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that came from because I thought that we were over that, we were past that, but I guess it's actually in consideration. So I'm kind of looking to see, I mean, obviously Namo is a fan, but for you two not being fans of the Bears or whatever, who do you think that we should draft?
I think you should draft whoever quarterback you want, so we have an excuse to take Marvin Harrison at 2. That's what I want.
You could live in a fucking fantasy world, but no.
I was gonna say, like, you're.
Dude, I wouldn't. Everybody's like, you listen to these fucking guys, they nut over goddamn Caleb Williams. That's all you fucking hear about these guys. I don't know what it is about him. I think he's good, but
I don't like
No, he's not.
I like Drake May better. I like Drake May better.
He's
than
not.
No. Have you guys seen any of his USC games? Because I'm a big Trojan fan, by the way. He is a great quarterback.
No.
Yes.
I think he's good.
Here's the thing.
He's good.
He was a Heisman winner. He played good football, but here's the thing that did it in for me, because there was a point, I can't lie, and Namo did too at one point, where when we were sitting there watching it, especially at the beginning of the season and like seeing the highlights,
Yes.
yeah, it was a very attractive thought of, man, like, Fields is kind of, not really showing, certain things that we're looking for right now, and you're telling me that we got the first pick. This kid don't look half bad. The thing that did it in for me was when USC had their downfall.
But it wasn't
Seeing the football that he was sitting there and that he was playing. Here's the thing, dude. As a Heisman Trophy winner, especially considering that he won it, his junior year or sophomore year? What was it?
Not even sure.
You are sitting there and you are this elite level quarterback, which he is. He's going to go to the NFL. He is going to get drafted by a team, and I hope that he does well. I don't wish ill will. I mean, he Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
What he's asking for and how he acts,
100%.
Not fucking interested at all.
100%.
Because let me tell you, if there's anything about the city of Chicago, this motherfucker is going to get eaten alive, because if he goes in there and he's a cocky fuck and he's asking for all this shit, city will fucking eat him alive, bro. No way in fucking hell. And that's my opinion. Not saying that the kid can't play fucking good football somewhere or whatever, but dude, that attitude, it's LeBron-ish to me, man. I don't want that fucking near me.
But what LeBron do? He could be your LeBron.
No, I don't want him to be my LeBron.
He could be. Well,
So he wants the Bears to take.
Who do
Marvin?
I think is take? Marvin Harrison, for sure.
Dude, my biggest thing with that shit is, dude, I know they were talking about a couple weeks ago, not even like last week, about getting, what fucking school is he out of again?
Who?
Caleb Williams. Yeah.
Let's see.
They were talking about getting, the OC from there over to here, and that's why I was getting nervous. If they got him, then yeah, they're obviously going to sit there and draft this kid, but they just signed, what's his name from Seattle, though? their OC. So you know what? I truly believe we're to get Marvin just because of that move. And again, dude, the first thing out of this kid's mouth was, if the Bears get the number 1 pick, he's not gonna fucking declare eligible for the draft, dude. You know what? Be fucking grateful enough you're getting fucking drafted to begin with, dude.
I thought he said that about Arizona.
No, it was the Bears. He don't want to come here. Dude, it came out of his own fucking mouth. He don't want to come here. And you know what? Dude, the way Justin Fields looked with fucking Getsy as our fucking OC, dude, toward the end of the year, you know what? He was playing great ball, dude. And this guy from Seattle, I forgot his name. I can't think of it. Dude, you know what? What he did with Geno Smith and that Seattle team after Russ left?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, their expectations weren't set very high, dude. And you know what? They look pretty good.
I want Marvin Harrison, and I want, with that next pick, I want that edge rusher from FSU. I get those two guys. That's a successful.
I think we got your next pick. You got Montez Sweat.
Well, this guy's going to get taken further down the draft. He's not. He's not going to be. He's not going to be crazy up there by any means. But you get that edge rusher. I was watching some. I don't even remember what his name was, but they had his highlights on when they released the mock draft. They had some of his highlights on and stuff, and he plays like Khalil Mack. So I think that would be
Hey, someone look up who the Bears just signed for their DC. They just signed somebody like 2 minutes ago.
Shane Waldron.
Where's he from?
Seattle, the offensive coordinator.
No, the defensive coordinator.
Oh.
Bill's assistant head coach and defensive line coach Eric Washington to be Chicago's defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay. Buffalo. And dude, honestly, like I said, you sit there and get Harrison, dude. You got him, DJ Moore, Mooney, Komet. I mean, dude. To be honest with you, the way the defense played, dude, number 1 in interceptions for the year, dude. There's a lot of talent on that team, dude, to make somebody interested in coming here, dude. And that's what the Bears really never had, dude, is that spark and that interest for other players to want to come and play for us, dude.
I think what it's going to come down to is how Poles feels about Williams. I mean, plain and simple. If he thinks he's the next generational quarterback, if you fully believe like he's the guy, you got to take him, regardless
dude,
if you need a wide receiver or not.
We've been in for years. We fucking get a quarterback, keep him for a year or two, get another quarterback. It's a fucking cycle, dude.
Yeah, that's what
I know, but
if he does,
if you had Mahomes there and you got Justin Fields, you know, if that's what he is, I'm just.
Dude, if we got Mahomes, dude, he wouldn't be Mahomes, dude.
Yeah,
he wouldn't.
That is true.
He wouldn't be, dude.
I was saying, like, it really goes down if you guys can afford to get a different quarterback. Like, to me, I don't think I would get a different quarterback. Like, I would just have to just get on Fields, man. Just like, bro, like, come on, man. we're really fucking on you.
And how you have the potential to get a better quarterback, you know, if you're sitting there and and it's tough because a lot of the bigger name guys are locked up and shit. But to sit there and have guys to have a desire to sit there and play, you need to have a good, for a quarterback to sit there and want to play somewhere, it's about what's around him. You have to build what's around him for that desire and shit.
Ooh.
Sitting there having Moore, getting Marvin Harrison, Mooney can sit there and come out of the woodworks. The run game, that Foreman dude, I love watching him run. He just ran angry.
I love watching him in Texas, dude, back in the day.
Are we number 1? Or something with our running was up there. I read it last night. I forgot what it was, but you know what I'm talking about?
No.
We were number 1 in something with rushing. I was half asleep looking at it, but dude, we got the talent, man.
Yeah,
we got the money.
Where you guys
skills,
were,
I'm not mistaken.
You guys were ranked first in rush defense in the NFL. And then you guys were
I think the biggest
rushing offense in the NFL.
I think the biggest mistake that they've made thus far in all of this is I think that Eberflus should have been gone, especially with all these coaching changes and shit. I don't want to hear shit. You talk shit about that motherfucker every game.
That's Matty Ice, baby. Come on, he ain't going nowhere.
But like you sit there, like something that I like with all of it and shit is, and I like it a lot, and I think a lot of it has to do with like watching Bussin' with the boys and like just kind of seeing like how pumped he got and like the type of guy he is and the player he is. Dude, I think that if you threw fucking Vrabel into that Bears locker room and shit, dude, I think he'd have everybody ready to run through a fucking wall for him, dude. I think that you need that energy. I think that energy as a coaching staff is what's going to sit there and finally get where Chicago could be or should be with what they have at their disposal.
They didn't sign Matt yet, right? I think they were just. It was under the assumption that they were keeping him, right?
No, they said that they
brought him back.
Like, it's for sure now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's my
thing. Honestly, Vrabel would be a good one, dude. I mean, from what obviously you have to live in Chicago to actually truly understand what this city wants there. And you know what? I think fans would fucking have enough respect and love for this guy to sit there and actually show up. I mean, granted, it's still Chicago. We can win no fucking games. We're still gonna go buy tickets, but again, back to your point, dude. These players would want to play for him, dude. I mean, he's what this city's about and fucking what they love, dude. I mean, he's just. It would be a good pick, but somebody's gonna pick him up, dude.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Isn't Jimmy G still in the Niners, right?
He's on the Raiders, bro.
The Raiders? Oh, who's
back on the Raiders?
Who's backup for?
Fuck you, Ben.
I'm sorry. Who's the backup for the Niners? Is it only?
And Darnold.
Oh, never mind then. I debunked everything that I was thinking about.
What's his name's with Dallas, right?
Trey Lance, yeah.
Yeah.
You know that dude's only played like, what was it? Like 3 football games in the past like 10 years or something like that. Like some stupid stat like that.
Hey, dude, well, I don't know if fucking Nate, look this up. So I don't know how true it is. I saw it on Facebook that they were talking about the Bears trying to make a move on Metcalf too.
Yeah, because of that coordinator coming over.
Well, if they're gonna make a move on Metcalf, why the fuck they're not gonna draft Harrison because you're not gonna have 4 fucking good wide receivers.
Well, I would take Marvin Harrison over fucking Mooney. You got more DK and fucking Marvin Harrison.
You can't afford 3 elite wide receivers. That's too much. Someone's not gonna get paid again.
We don't spend fucking money.
We got it.
Yeah, but Fields is how many years he got? Like 2 years left on a rookie deal?
Yeah, 1 more year, I think.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. There's no way. If that's the case, they're drafting Caleb Williams. Because you're going to have to pay Fields. You can't pay all 3 of those guys. There's no way.
All we need is 1 Super Bowl, dude, and Justin can kick it as far as I'm concerned. That's my take.
I'm saying if they get DK Metcalf, there's no way they're drafting fucking...
Let me ask you that. How are the Niners doing it, dude?
What do you mean?
Look at the players they got. Where are they getting this money? Between that defense and offense, dude? McKittle, Caffrey.
Because they don't pay their quarterback.
Okay, that's 1 player. Look at the defense, though, dude.
That's the whole fucking salary of the fucking team is the quarterback. They make $50 fucking million a year.
Well, so if we're going off that, how much are we realistically going to feel?
No, there's no arguing. They make fucking $50 million a year.
But what I'm saying is,
the whole
how much
fucking count.
pay Fields, though? How much are we going to pay him, though?
That's the thing. It keeps going up. He'll probably make $50 fucking million by the time he's ready to get paid.
Nah, dude, that.
Bro, it just keeps going up and up and up and up. Daniel Jones got 44. Daniel Jones got 44.
That was the fuck. That was probably one of the worst signings I've ever fucking seen. As a fucking
100%. But now that sets the precedent for the next guys, like Deshaun Watson. That ruined the quarterback contract. Now guys are just going to get more and more and more.
I don't know, man. The Bears again. They have nothing but opportunity in front of them, dude. And if they don't do the right moves this offseason, dude, we're not going to see a ring until we're under 50.
It's critical. This is a fucking critical offseason.
So far,
and dude, I love what they did last season, dude. Last offseason, they made every right move. but it was the coaching, dude. Again, if you take the fucking, let's say the Chiefs offense, for example, you throw it with the Bears, dude, player-wise, with that coaching staff we got, they'll get a few wins. They're going to be shit, dude.
Well, it also doesn't fucking help, too, and I think this was a fucking critical moment, too, because it fucking blew up the fucking locker room. Fucking crybaby bitch-ass Claypool throwing a fucking fit at the beginning of the season. Fucking putting all that shit out there. I mean, that was a crock of shit.
Look at the record once they got rid of him, dude.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I mean, you can still get wins when there's problems in the locker room, but here's the thing. The one thing that the Bears have struggled with has been coaching, ownership, GM, every job that you could sit there and go down the line. You can even go down to positions. There's been a fucking issue. And when those things can't sit there and connect, or at least the majority of them sit there and converse, you're not going to get jack shit out of it.
So what I'm hearing is that you guys are a lost cause.
Huh?
So what I'm hearing is you guys are a lost cause.
Last season, absolutely. You want to know how embarrassing it is to sit there, see all these moves, see all this money that we finally get and all this crap, and then you go out and you play like that? There was a point in time where they were putting Chicago as like a Super Bowl favorite. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, that's preseason, and a lot of that's a crock of shit anyway, because we've seen what's happened in the past. But besides that point, to sit there and have these moves and have, well, think about this. You want to know what's going to haunt Chicago forever if they don't fix their shit?
Double joint.
What did Ryan Poles sit there and say when he had his first press conference? We're going to be the kings of the North, or the kings of the NFC. We're going to take it back. That is going to sit there, and that's going to haunt Bears fans just as much as the fucking double doink.
Because I'll tell you this, though, dude. You think these owners give a fuck, though, dude? You're still going to fucking show up. Still going to buy tickets, support the team. A lot of these fucking ownerships, dude, taking the Bears out of it for a minute, they don't give a fuck whether you're pissed off or not. They're still getting paid. And McCaskey, she's what, 101 now? 100? You don't think she's trying to cash out before she goes? I mean, for a better lack of way of putting it, I mean, think about it, dude. Dude, the Bears fans...
At the same time, like, you and I talk about this, the ownership aspect of it, yes, I think that there's an amount of it that sits there and plays a role, but here's the other thing. We also would have won that fucking Super Bowl, that double doink year, and who was sitting there in charge of all of it. So I throw that out the fucking window, dude.
100%. That's what sucks with that, too. You can't prove that shit, but it's like, dude, they were winning that fuck, dude. They were winning it that year, man.
I don't know about Mitch Trubisky ever getting to a Super Bowl. I don't think he's in.
But, dude, how Matt Nagy fucking choreographed that offense, though, dude. It was like the 85 Bears all over again, dude. No one knew how to fucking stop them, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just...
Well, we rode the defenses back that year, too. There was nobody stopping.
Yeah, man. You know, I wish we should have got rid of Eddie Jackson and kept fucking, what's his name? Kyle Fuller. I really wish we did do that. So, I mean, granted, he fucking stepped up toward the end of the season and made a lot of big plays, but I don't know, man. I was never too big on him.
All right, guys. Well, we have officially run out of time. Namo, thank you for coming on. We really greatly appreciate it. And to the viewers out there, if you agree or disagree, please comment and make sure you subscribe as well. Let us know if we're wrong or we're just senile. And we are planning to sit there and possibly shoot one more debate episode maybe sometime next week. And we have a big surprise for Super Bowl weekend coming up for Beer Belly Sports. So continue to tune in, and thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Fuck the Chiefs.